Okay. The Dana Abercrombie, The Koalition. Thank you so much, Sam, for speaking with me. This was truly an adventure. I loved the journey of all of the characters, especially yours. Now, each character seems to have a purpose as to why they're fighting, even though they're kind of forced to through this draft. Can we touch a little bit about yours? Because your purpose is a little different than everyone else's. What would you say would be the purpose behind still wanting to fight in this war? Because there's you know, without
Yeah.
any spoilers, things don't exactly go great.
They don't. And I think as a movie goes, like Charlie has a few different purposes, right? First, I think one of the themes of the movie is the responsibility that we have to the future and to like generations in front of us. And so Charlie, kind of having had a loss and trauma resulting in this thing, maybe he feels a little bit of survivor's remorse, or he feels a little bit of shame for, somebody having gone before him. So he wants to kind of put himself in that place. And then he's in the situation. And I think also one of the things that makes Charlie funny in the movie, and like it makes him a great pressure release valve for the like tension and stakes in this movie, is that he is funny because he's very much realistic. He's like, this is terrifying. Why are we? Oh no! But he knows he has to, so he's like brave in that because he's like not gonna. At least he's not gonna run. But then maybe whatever. If he does, then he's ashamed of it and he wants to like prove himself and that he's ashamed. So he's got to reconcile with that.
Right. Do you feel that Charlie uses his comedy as a coping mechanism?
100%. Charlie doesn't know what else to do. So what he has agency over is his words and his mind. So that sort of takes over. So like when he says like, when I'm nervous, I just talk, because he's loquacious and he's his mouth runs as fast as his brain, maybe not even as fast. So, it's the only thing that he's got. He's perspicacious.
Right. Now, you're a comedian as well. Were you able to add in a lot of ad libs? Was it just how did that come about? Was it just with the moment of the scene?
Yeah, it would depend. Like some scenes call for it. Some scenes, you probably don't want to add too much because like the stakes and the timing are just right. But sometimes they would give me like loose carte blanche to kind of like do whatever I want to in these scenes and like kind of like comment on what I'm seeing and like so it was a mix of both. I got to improvise a lot. This movie was really fun.
Right. Now this is action packed and this is aliens. You are slaughtering aliens left and right. I was wondering for Charlie, what would you say any weapon would be his weapon of choice?
For Charlie, his weapon of choice would probably be I don't know if you are familiar with the Thundercats.
Yes.
He would probably have like a bolo whip like Tigra, which can like form into anything. So he can probably make himself like something tall he can climb up on and like feel very safe from everything.
Ooh, I like that.
And also can turn invisible with it.
See, that works. Then you're unstoppable that way.
Truly.
So I was wondering if you could sum up the Tomorrow War in just 3 words, what would you say?
3 words. Fight for survival.
That works. It's very literal too.
It really is. Now let me do that again, but this time. Okay. Future. Time battle. Future time battle.
Future time battle. See, I like that as well because we're dealing with a lot of the time travel as well. It works.
Pick whichever one you want.
And lastly, knowing everything that Charlie has been through, past and future, what would you describe as perfect day?
His perfect day would be far away from a beach, and probably just like sitting in like laying on a comfortable bed, kind of watching. Watching like anime or something.
That's a nice, comfortable day. I like that. He
That's
needs it.
comforting.
It's a good break. It's good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking with me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, Dana.